Hello, my name is Robert Williamson, and for the project Sport Around the World, Part A, the sport I chose to do was sumo wrestling. The United States perception of sumo. The perception or misconception of sumo wrestling in the United States are associated with overweight men pushing, shoving, and stomping in a ring. My first experience of a sumo wrestler was from the popular 2D video game called Street Fighter II. One of the original characters from that game is a sumo wrestler named E. Honda. This character, shown to the left, depicted just that. The origin of sumo wrestling. Originated in the country of Japan as Shinto ritual performed for good harvests and to entertain the gods. If the sumo bounce were not performed, it was deemed as disrespectful and believed it would lead to droughts. During the Kamakura period, often referred to as the samurai era, sumo wrestling really began to take shape. Sumo wrestling was used as a form of training and as a source of entertainment for the samurai of that era. Religious history of sumo wrestling. In the 1600s, sumo wrestling matches were used to raise money for constructing shrines and temples in Japan. This helped the sport to gain popularity even more, as Shinto rituals and traditions that were performed in the original origin of the sport are still being performed today. An example of this is the sacred nature of dohyo, which is a sumo ring. A roof is placed above the ring to represent a Shinto shrine, and before the sumo matches begin, Shinto priests will bless the dohyo. Sumo wrestlers will throw salt in the ring before beginning their match for purification. This same salt is found in the entrance of buildings to ward off evil spirits. As the sumo wrestlers enter the ring, they will stomp to scare away demons near the dohyo. Basic concept of sumo wrestling. Two sumo wrestlers called rikishi squat facing each other in a circular ring called a dohyo. The match will begin when both rikishi touch their fists to the ground at the starting line. The objective or goal of the sport is to force the opponent out of the ring, or to make the opponent touch the ground with any part of their body other than the soles of their feet. Once this is done, the match is over. Main rules of sumo wrestling. No weight Sumo wrestling has no weight classes. All rikishi compete in the same category regardless of size. This is very different from many American sports today. Punching with a closed fist, hair pulling, eye gouging, choking, and kicking above the knee are forbidden. There are no rounds or time limits for sumo wrestling as well. Most matches only last a few seconds, and if judges can't decide a winner, then they'll request a rematch. And before and after sumo match, before and after each sumo matches, the rikishi will bow as a sign of respect. Japan Sumo Association and International Sumo Federation. Japan Sumo Association was founded in 1925, and this is the national governing body of professional sumo wrestling. This association oversees all aspects of professional sport, including major tournaments, the sumo wrestling hierarchy, and regulations in the sport like tradition and rules. International Sumo Federation was founded in 1992 and is the international governing body of amateur sumo wrestling. They work to promote sumo wrestling worldwide by involving several countries in international competitions. Sumo wrestlers day to day. Sumo wrestlers live in sumo stables These are places where all aspects of their life take place, like sleep, train, eat, and free time. The sumo stables are communal living spaces that follow strict traditional lifestyles. These stables are not public spaces. Some rarely allow visitors, and others may charge a fee for admittance. Sumo stables enforce strict rules in order to allow training sessions to go undisturbed. Participation of sumo wrestling around the world. Even though sumo wrestling has never been a part of the Olympic Games, the International Sumo Federation has been recognized by the International Olympic Committee as a sport. There are various reasons to why sumo wrestling has not been a part of the Olympics, but a major reason is due to the cultural and religious traditions the sport has. Thanks to efforts of organizations like the International Sumo Federation, the global participation of sumo wrestling has been rising steadily. 85 member countries and territories across the world are part of the International Sumo Federation. This includes countries like Mongolia, Ukraine, Poland, Brazil, Chile, and Colombia, just to name a few. In more recent years, women participants of sumo wrestling have been rising. In Japan, there are over 600 amateur female sumo wrestlers. Sumo wrestling main events. The Japan Sumo Association organizes a total of 6 major tournaments. These tournaments determine a sumo wrestler's promotion on the Banzuki, which is a ranking list. The tournaments take place every 2 months and last for 15 consecutive days. They rotate between major Japanese cities like Tokyo and Osaka. They are crucial for a sumo wrestler's career because they impact their salary, treatment, and professional status. The International Sumo Federation hosts an annual competition called the Sumo World Championships. This includes men's, women's, and junior competitions. Unlike more traditional tournaments the Japan Sumo Association hosts, the Sumo World Championships are divided into weight classes. Media coverage of sumo wrestling. The Japanese-based tournaments are broadcasted live on NHK World Japan and can also be seen on their YouTube channel. The New York Times and NPR often provide detailed articles and reports as well. International competitions have been shown on major sports networks like CBS News, heard on NPR radio, and reported on major publications like the New York Times. Sponsorships. Even though sumo is an ancient sport, it has evolved with modern times. Just like most sports that are played, sumo does have sponsorships. The sponsors are advertised on the Kisho Mawashi, which is a decorative apron-like belt. This practice is similar to the sumo wrestlers of ancient times, representing their overlords' clan crests, also along with banners around the ring. The sponsors provide financial support and sometimes influence the sumo wrestlers' lives. The sponsor provides financial rewards and publicity, not much different from sponsors in the United States. A very popular sponsor seen in sumo wrestling is Nagatantin Company, which is a popular food maker of instant dishes like ramen. They portray sumo wrestlers in various ads throughout the country, as well as on their packaging. Licensed products. Mawashi is the official attire worn by sumo wrestlers in practice and in tournaments. The belt is made of a thick, coarse fabric that is wrapped tightly around the sumo wrestler's body and passes through the legs. High-ranking sumo wrestlers wear silk mawashis, as depicted in the picture above. Kisho mawashi is a decorative apron-like mawashi that is worn for ceremonial purposes as depicted in the picture below. Yukata is the traditional robe worn in public when not in the ring or training. Yukatas tend to be very stylish, comfortable, and easy to put on and take off, and this is depicted in the picture above. Dohyos is the arena slash ring sumo wrestlers practice and have tournaments in. It is 15 feet in diameter and commonly made of rice straw bales and clay. More modern versions are made from dense foam and are more commonly sold for easier transportation. In conclusion, sumo wrestling is a unique sport that stands out amongst other physical sports. The misconceptions of sumo wrestling hide the historical and cultural impact it has on the natives of Japan. This is a sport that is growing within Japan and the world in participation, viewership, and fame. I enjoyed this topic because this opened my eyes to the sport as well. Now I feel to have a better understanding and appreciation for the sport of sumo wrestling. Thank you for listening to this presentation.